Good morning, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS, and today we're going to do a little follow-up on my last video where I show David Roms making excuses for vegans trespassing on farmers' property and the farmer acting justifiably to protect his property, his life, and livelihood. You see, this is not a new event that David condones vegan violence. And yes, trespassing on somebody's property is violence. There's nothing around it. He attacked them. Of course he did. They're intruders on his property. Now let's learn what happened to a farmer about 5 years ago that posted a comment, and I checked him out. Yes, he is indeed a farmer. Let's see what he says. Let's see what his experience is with the acolytes of David Roms. As a UK farmer's livestock farmer that's had this same thing happen to him around 5 years ago, I can say we are the victims, not them. If we was the bad guys, we would be the ones charged for excessive use of force to remove them, not them getting charged for trespassing and criminal damage and assault like the one who entered my farm did. If I was in the wrong, I would have also been charged for having a dangerous animal when my dog bit the guy who assaulted me, but I wasn't. Very strange who they always claim they are right and think they have the rights to do anything, yet in the eyes of the law they are the ones breaking it as soon as they step foot across the boundary. So 5 years ago, vegan activist came onto John's property and John stopped him and forced him off his property after he asked him to leave. There was no reply. The vegan assaulted him, and of course the dog, being a companion animal, protected his companion, was loyal, and bit him. And before you vegans come out and say, well, how come you don't eat your dog? Because there's different types of animals and different classifications, which vegans haven't learned yet, which most people learn about, 14 years old. We have your companion animals, you have your beast of burden animals, all right? And you have your livestock. And each culture has their clearly defined boundaries of which each of those are. And they've been there for thousands of years. The ones that have a right to enter a farm unannounced and look around is the animal welfare. Then they have to show official ID when asked, and that would be no more than 2 people, not a mob. So they've done this, and they keep doing it. And as you can see, when the farmer uses force against an intruder upon their farm to force them to leave their property, which they have sole authority over who goes on their property or not, they can actually use force. So it's not an assault or an attack on vegans. It's a farmer reserving his right to protect himself and his property from an intruder. So there you go again. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork. All right? Once you started instigating violence, David, I suggest everybody. David has a Patreon account. Like I said, you go to this video. I have everything in the links. Everything marked out what to do. Right there. Stop the funding of David's terrorism. Because that's what it is. He's telling his followers to issue death threats. He's calling it satire. They're trying to hide it underneath the guise of satire. And then in the same video, his followers are commenting, yeah, we should kill one of these people. Maybe an ag worker, or even the owners, we should kill one of them to set the president in court so we can have a big showcase. And then extend the law for killing a human to defend an animal. That's what David promotes. Not only was it not flagged and removed, it was actually given a thumbs up. There's some. It might take a little time to straighten this all out the way it should be, but it will be done. Eventually, it will be done, and so will David. And on that, I'm out of here.